Alright, and let's head into Six Flags Magic Mountain. So it's going to be a pretty light day today. The weekdays have been actually decently busy for the last few weeks since West Coast Racers opened. I came here last night and there was nobody here, and I was really surprised because like West Coast had about, I don't know, 15-20 minute wait pretty much ever since it opened during the week, or like on weekdays. And yesterday it was walk on the entire time. Like I rode it 10 times within 70 minutes yesterday. And I think it's going to be the same way today. I just don't think this week is going to be very busy. There's no holidays, there's no anything going on, and the hype for West Coast has already started to die down a little bit. Because, you know, the first month or so is pretty busy for a new ride. After that, it starts to go down a little bit, which is why I'm not even bothering with Rise of the Resistance till next week. Because I don't want to deal with that. That doesn't sound fun for me. I don't like crowds. I don't want to deal with the lines for Rise of the Resistance. So I'm doing that on February 4th? Something like that, or 2nd? I don't know, I can't remember. It's next Tuesday, whatever that is. But gonna go head back to West Coast and see how many times I can get on it before it actually gets a line, if it gets a line, that is. Alright, so West Coast is open for the morning. It's kind of been inconsistent with it. I'm pretty sure they've been having to do water dummies because they have, on certain coasters, the water dummies can actually damage the seats, so they put a blanket down on it, and that blanket's been in the station, you know, on the colder days, so I'm like, I'm pretty sure they've been using them. Because I know Steel Vengeance used them because the seats are not really meant for water dummies, but they have to use them. B&Ms pretty much are designed to use them, so they don't have to do anything. So they have this set up right here for weekends when it gets super busy, because that's where the overflow queue will be. And during the weekdays, they don't even use anything because it doesn't usually get more than a switchback or two outside. Okay, so I just got off a back row ride on West Coast Racers. There was only 3 people, including myself, on that train, which is really cool. And then we raced an empty train and then pretty much a half-empty train on the next one. And I'm gonna go ride it again, and probably again, and then again after that, because it's such a good ride. And this is one of the few times I've actually seen it with no line, even during a weekday. So I'm gonna continue riding this. Round 2, 3, 4, 5, and round number 6. So 6 rides so far on West Coast Racers. Now it's time to go get some food. I'm gonna eat it twin charged. I do actually think I like Chicken Coop better now, but Chicken Coop is only open on weekends. It's not open during the week right now, probably until spring break, and then once midsummer kicks in, it'll probably be open during the week. But for now, it's only open on weekends. I just finished eating at Twin Charge Tacos, and the food there is really, really good. I would say it's in the top 3 in the park, like top 3 best places to go. I'd say it's Twisted Witches, Chicken Coop, and then Twin Charge Tacos for the best food in the park. Definitely the best Mexican food you can get inside Six Flags Magic Mountain. And while I'm in the underground, I'm gonna go ride Apocalypse. Should have no line. Yeah, this is absolutely the quietest day I've seen in a while, because last few weekdays I've been here, like, even though schools were in session, everything, this still had like a 20-30 minute wait, and I've been seeing like half-empty trains go by, and I see a few people like way up there, and then, someone made a funny. They locked that up. It's not supposed to be like that, I'll fix it. It's supposed to be like that. Someone did a funny. They locked up the chain to make everyone go around every single switchback. Ha 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 ha. How funny. So when the ride was down, they redid the whole entire story for this. Instead of people trying to come after you, it's a virus that you have to escape. So it's a different story now. The theming's pretty much the same. Funny thing is the audio inside the station still says the scavengers are chasing you, which was the group that was like trying to catch you. It still says you escaped the scavengers. It still says that, but that's not the story anymore. The story is like some virus.
To move forward as no contaminants have been identified.
This is awesome. No lines. Just took a back row ride on Apocalypse, and now I'm gonna do West Coast Racers a few more times. I want to get up to 10 rides today, so I think that's 4 more rides I gotta do. I think I got 6 on it earlier. And then walk around the park, and then probably head out. So probably hit up like Riddler's Revenge, Twisted Colossus, and then hit up Viper, and then probably leave the park. 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 rides on West Coast Racers. Actually, it's been 20 rides within 24 hours because I rode it 10 times yesterday and 10 times today. So that's 60 moments of circle hang time. So today it looks like they're repainting the ticket booth for the go-karts and Dive Devil, which is cool. This kind of area needed a little bit more of a refresh to fit the underground a little bit better. And they also took away the giant Six Flags sign that used to be here. It hadn't been changed for years, but they used to have a Six Flags sign, and it said, I can't remember what it said on it, but it had like all the coasters on it. That's been gone and replaced with landscaping. So they're trying to make this area a little bit nicer. All right, now it's time for some Riddler's Revenge. I didn't get to ride it last time I was here, which was yesterday. No, actually I think it was Sunday I tried to ride it. It was one train on a weekend. And then yesterday I just rode West Coast the whole time I was here. I was only here for an hour. But I didn't get to ride Riddler on Sunday because it actually had a line because it was one train all weekend. Which happens. I mean, it is a year-round park. I mean, they do have 3 trains, but Scream has 3, but 2 of them are actually out for maintenance right now, so that's been 1 for a while. So sometimes it happens. They should probably invest in a 4th train for all their B&Ms. That would probably be the smartest option. That way they can always run 2 on weekends, because it is always busy on weekends. Like, don't go on weekends. Weekdays are the days to go. You don't go on weekends. Or like Sunday's fine, but like Saturday, no. No, I say always go on a weekday. I just took a ride on Riddler's Revenge. No wait for that. I just pretty much walked right on and got right off. Really good day to be here, and love Riddler. It's basically the Kumba of the West. So they were storing the scrapped pieces of Green Lantern track back here. So if you don't know, LaRonde is actually getting a new coaster. They are not getting Green Lantern. Not entirely, that is. That's kind of like semi-true. So they're getting some of the pieces, and then some of the pieces are getting scrapped and rebuilt. Probably just so it could last longer at LaRonde. So like I think some of the pieces that are under less stress, such as like the station and stuff, and probably the lift, are gonna stay, and then pretty much the entire ride is getting retracked. And they're gonna keep the supports and the few pieces that don't have a lot of stress on them, and then the rest of it's getting retracked. So if you're like me, that's a new credit. I count that as a new coaster, because you can actually replace coaster rails like you can with wooden coaster rails, but when you replace the entire spine of the track, I count that as a new coaster. Like when most of the coaster is all new fabricated track, it wasn't done on site, it was done in a factory, like literally built like a new coaster, that is a new coaster to me. To be fair, I'm only riding Twisted Colossus just because I know all the RMC fanboys are going to freak out if I don't. Sorry, I'm not a hybrid fan. I do like their topper track and single rails though. RMC makes some good topper track and single rails, but I'm not a big hybrid fan. Y'all like that, huh? RMCs with no line. That's every weekday here, pretty much. Alright, so I just got off of Twisted Colossus. I got a front row ride on it, on the green train. We got 1 race. not very synced up, not like West Coast Racers is, and it's only running 2 trains, so it can only race 1 time around. It can't do it both times. And it looks like the blue train is getting ready to be taken off for its maintenance cycle. They're taking off all the pouches on it right now. I don't know if you can see the maintenance guy on it, maintenance personnel on it. Sorry, it's a little shaky, I know. They were back there. He's taking off all the pouches. Probably a sign that the orange train's about to come back. Though I do have to say there is a shell for orange that is in the back lot still. I don't know if it's a backup shell or what it is. But it might be part of the car too, but that's still out there, so it doesn't look like the orange train is quite ready to come back yet. So it might be 2 trains for a little bit. This wall in the Scream Punk district has references to a bunch of the higher-ups here at Six Flags Magic Mountain, such as you got Bonnie's Boutique, which is in reference to the previous park president, which was Bonnie. And then you have Sue and Connie's Newsprint. They are the media personnel for the park, so they do all the PR stuff. I think there might be one for Tim Burkhart. I want to say there is one. Yep, there it is, Tim's Bikes. Yes, that one's Tim Burkhart. Alright, now it's time to ride the other premier coaster in the park, Full Throttle. Alright, so I just got off of Full Throttle. Once again, no wait for that. Back row, I think back rows, or anywhere back car in general, is just really good on Full Throttle, because you get the backwards hang time, and then you get the drop, which, by the way, that drop is absolutely crazy in the back. It has some crazy ejector, and it's, you know, people complain that it had the brakes going halfway down, but actually, I kind of like how it does it. It's unique, because you just get this really strong drop, because there's no way that drop could be that steep if it didn't have those brakes right away, because it just dunks down it. I mean, back row, it's just a quick out of your seat, like probably at least negative 1.5 Gs. Like, I would say it's like on par with one of the stronger moments on Steel Vengeance, I would say. Ooh, look at how quiet it is in this area. Might get a Zen ride. This would be awesome. See, they're opening and closing the gates. So I just took a ride on Viper. I got a second to back row. There were people waiting in the front, so I didn't get that Zen ride. But it is such a good ride in the back. Very much enjoy it. Probably the best aero looper out there. And then one last thing before heading out of the park, I'm gonna use my snack for my dining pass at Plaza Ice Cream and Shakes. You can get a single scoop here as a snack. Alright, and that will conclude my day here at Six Flags Magic Mountain. I'll probably be back next week, a little bit at Magic Mountain, and then I'm going to Disneyland to ride Rise of the Resistance. So it's going to be a really fun week next week.